Today I'm going to put a 4.5 inch spindle lift on this 98 1-ton, and I haven't seen anything on YouTube about these older trucks. So anyways, one thing I did when I got the spindles, they're new. They were new in the box. So I went around with the Dremel, just deburring areas of surface, and there was some areas where, even though they machined it, there was a big heavy burr. So I thought, well, now's the time to take them off, so we won't have any problems on this one. On this one, over the time of just being, inventory in their warehouse, it was dropped in shipment. This corner was kind of mushroomed. So that's what kind of brought me to this whole deburring thing. Then I went around all the surfaces, and I just thought it was the time to do it before I install and end up having a real problem where I can't finish the project and I need to do something. So here we go. I'm gonna pause this. All right, so before I jack it up and start lifting stuff, I thought I'd go ahead and take kind of a base measurement. We're looking, pretty close to 36 inches at the wheel well fender. Okay, that's all the way to the ground. All right, so I got the wheel off. It's jacked up and on stands. So you're gonna have to do the the obvious things. Take off the steering tie rod. With this kit, you better get the extended brake line, okay? And in the kit I got, it comes with some hardware to be able to remount it with a larger or a longer line. Take your brake caliper off. Make sure you suspend it with like a hook or a bungee cord, something so where it's not hanging on the line anyways, even though you're going to replace that. Stay in the simple common sense practices. We got to take the shock off, and from there, then we're going to take the rotor off, and after some of those assemblies are out, then we'll be able to get in there and loosen up the ball joints, the upper and the lower ball joint, so we can break them and drop it with the jack to a point to where all we're doing is just removing the spindle. Okay, don't drop your lower A-arm all the way to free the spring. You don't have to remove the spring. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, this is where I am. Shock is out, brake is off, tie rod is off, both ball joints are broke and freed. I'm suspended on jack right now, and just because I really want to make sure this spring don't come out at me, and I've had this very spring out before because I put coil spacers on it, and that's you have upper control arm ball joint clearances, so that's why I took them back out and I went with the spindle lift. So anyways, I always put a chain. You can see a chain wrapped around the control arm and the spring, just for a little extra safety, because when I go to release tension and actually pull this spindle off, I just want to make sure everything is intact and we don't have any issues. All right. Okay, here's a little comparison. So I just removed the stock standard size spindle, and so here is the 4.5 inch lift, and you can see the difference. This is where the relief with the upper A-arm helps out with the ball joint. It keeps it up, and it just moves everything down. Again, raising your vehicle. Okay, service bulletin alert for this kit. Now, I looked on Spindle Source website and there was no installation directions for this kit whatsoever. I looked in every detail. Sometimes you see something, there just isn't anything there. If you don't know what you're doing playing with these, you shouldn't be doing it anyways. But what I did come across is when I was looking and comparing the two, okay, the brake dust shield has 3 areas, okay, of mount up there, and that's where the dust shield, you know, would bolt to. Well, your ABS is really what you're worried about, and it does give you the areas to bolt your ABS system back up to it. Okay, so, you know, trim away the dust shield. It's, again, just a dust shield. You have to release the rivet strap, you know, for the ABS line from the back of the shield. Just pry it out of there. It'll come across, and then your contact up here on the top A-arm, just pull this away a little bit, and then you'll be able to recapture it just fine. So that's what I've found. All right, so I have the 4.5 inch spindle on. I was able to get the old brake line off and put the new one on, and it comes with 2 new copper gaskets for the caliper there, so make sure to use them. And yeah, you know, it all went back on and no clearance problems so far. You'll have to pull the brake line retainer that connects to this bolt here on the upper control arm, so just so you can get the old brake line, you know, removed from the car. So at this point, I think I just gotta get the caliper back on, connect the sway bar and the shock. I still have my safety chain back there on the coil. I'm you know, done with that. I can pull that out. So anyways, just for time's sake, I think I'm only just doing one side of the video, just, you know, just so I can keep rolling. If time permits and I don't have to stop, I'm going to try to attack the 2-inch rear blocks in the back. So here we go. Nothing rubs or gets interference with the lines. They're all tethered properly. Okay, here's the final product for the front. Still need to do the rear. So if you can tell, it definitely has a rake in the front. So I still need to do the 2-inch blocks in the rear. It'll probably level it out.